Welcome to the FeelsCast. I'm Adam.
And I'm like Princess Adam.
Okay. And today's topic is magical girl anime. So, it's the magical princesses and girls with wands and that kick ass and fight monsters and shit like that.
All of the shit.
All of the awesome magical girl fighting.
Sparkly shit.
It's not nudity if there's sparkles. So, if we're talking about magical girls, we have to start with the big one that like everyone kind of connects with the genre.
Like the gateway to magical girl anime almost.
Yeah. The I mean, it's not the first, but it's the one that's definitely become most popular.
It's one of the most renowned one because it's kind of worldwide known. It's like everybody knows.
Yeah. And obviously the show we're talking about is Cutie Honey.
Duh.
Now, actually, Cutie Honey was a show I watched when I was way too young to be watching Cutie Honey. I think, because the whole shtick of the show is that she has a ton of transformations. Like, her outfit, when she changes, like, she'll transform into a different outfit, and then she'll have different abilities and stuff.
We're not talking about Cutie Honey.
I know, but, alright. Anyway. So, obviously we're talking about Sailor Moon. Sailor Moon is one of our first anime, one of the shows that we saw when we were kids on Toonami.
Fun fact, I searched Sailor Moon in Chinese.
That's weird. That's cool. I like that. Yeah, I
can play you the Chinese opening to Sailor Moon later.
Oh, I want to hear that.
It sounds way different.
I remember very clearly, I was part of a small after-school program, like...
Oh yeah, Sailor Moon was just on Toonami, like, 3 o'clock or something.
And, it was, like, kind of a latchkey kid for a little bit. So I'd hang out there, and they'd had television on that would show... That was just had Cartoon Network on. So
cool.
Toonami would be on, I'd just, like, sit down and be like, yes. Sailor Moon, and then Dragon Ball Z. It's the best.
Oh yeah, it was like back-to-back Sailor Moon. It's always been Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z for some reason.
They're very connected.
Yeah.
Which is why it's interesting that Sailor Moon Crystal, the reboot, is ending, like, in 2 weeks or so. Because it has a fucking weird production schedule. And Dragon Ball Super, the new Dragon Ball Z series, is just starting up.
Oh,
it's like
snap.
They're just crossing each other. It's super cool. Yeah, so we all remember Sailor Moon. It was a great show. I mean, it wasn't a great show at all.
It really...
It's 90% filler.
It's
actually 90% filler.
It's really hard to get through. I will have to admit that I've never finished Sailor Moon.
Yeah.
And I'm probably one of the few that hasn't, or one of the many that hasn't.
I think it's more people because everyone remembers watching Sailor Moon. I remember.
I'm pretty sure no one has seen, like, not no one. I mean, like, a lot of people has not watched Sailor Moon like
Sailor Moon S and R and like,
or not like episodically, like continuously.
Oh, yeah.
Like they've seen like an episode and then 5 months later they'll watch another episode,
and nothing has happened in between because there's a billion episodes of filler. they got Sailor Mercury finally. Great. That only took a month and a half.
Yeah, right.
Of it showing every single day.
And oh look, Sailor Moon is crying again, and she didn't actually fight. She had everyone else do the fighting, and she finally took the kill at the end because she's a kill.
She doesn't take the kill. She heals them.
She takes this. She takes it at the end. Like, she will take the final experience. Because she comes in at the end to take the last 3 HP that they had. You want
to power level your healer early, so that when you're in a conflict, your healer can just hang back and take all the suck up some damage and just heal everyone and be fine. That's why you got to power level her early.
She sucks. This is why I'm not a healer.
I play healers in D&D, and I appreciate Sailor Moon. I think I appreciate her as the healing class. She's also whiny, but she's also a kid. Like,
it's true. She's in middle school.
Yeah.
Everybody, I kind of always forget this because stylistically they're drawn very like elongated.
Yeah, but that's
just
at
style.
The time, and even a little bit now.
Yeah, that's kind of like a very 90s
style.
That's a very 90s shoujo style. Like, you can tell, especially like with their very pointy chins.
Yeah,
and they're very wide and bishoujo eyes.
And like legs for literally days.
Their legs are literally like twice the sizes of their torsos.
Yeah,
which is not normal.
But she's a young girl having to face all these challenges, and I actually always liked the fact that she was whiny because, like,
you kind of don't remember the fact that she's in middle school, and it makes sense for her to be kind of whiny, a crybaby.
Yeah,
and like you don't really like think about that because she has all these responsibilities now. Because she has to save the world.
It's something I like, because if I were in her position, I'd probably be complaining, like, and bitching every day. Like, fucking kidding me, I gotta fucking save the world again. And, like...
I would probably, like, delegate the job to someone else. I was like,
Mercury,
what?
Can't you do it?
No, here, I'll let you borrow the tiara.
You need the healing escalation magic. God damn it. I just want to eat and go on the... Sailor Moon is basically is like all nerds nowadays. It's just they just want to have fun and like relax and be on the computer. If Sailor Moon knew how to use a computer, it's what she want to do. She's the average girl.
She used to go to the arcade to play Sailor Venus. I mean, Sailor V.
Yeah, because it was awesome, and that's also where their secret base was. God, that was weird. I always this is something I didn't realize until I was much older, but how fucked up the Mamoru Usagi relationship is. Sailor Moon and Tuxedo Mask.
Because Tuxedo Mask is a college student.
Yeah, and she's in middle school.
She's in middle school, yeah. I heard they changed that in Crystal, though.
They do. Okay, this is what I think happened. Don't quote me on this. I have no clue. This is just something I figured out, I guess, like, mentally. I think that was a translation mistake, making him a college student and her middle school student, because Japanese high school students are kind of college students in a way. They can live on their own.
Their years are a little bit different too, so it's probably a little bit harder to figure out, like, especially since early dubbing days, they're kind of like not very in the know of like their Japanese school systems, or they are, and they just decided to do this
just to make things easier for.
But then again, a lot of things in the original Sailor Moon dub were very, very weird. Like, remember the cousins that were not cousins?
Yeah, that were lesbians.
Yep.
But for Mamoru, for Tuxedo Mask, Sailor Earth in a way.
What was his name in English? I think it was like
Chad,
Damien.
probably. Damien. It was Damien. Holy shit. It was actually Damien. I forgot about that. I was going to say Chad because I was like, I think that's a funny name.
You hear that, Chad? You've got a funny name.
So, yeah, I think it was just like because he's independent and stuff, it makes sense from an American standpoint that he's in college. And she's actually just in middle school, so they kept that. And they didn't, like, mentally put the pictures together of, oh, wait, that's at least a 6-year age gap.
At least. I mean, like, after everyone's, like, you know, over 20, it's not as big of a deal, but she is that's statutory
about
rape.
14.
Yeah.
I mean, I think in Japan, 14 is, like, the minimum.
No, it's
16. Good. Thank God.
Pretty sure it's 16, even though their drinking age is also 20.
Yeah,
it's pretty
okay, so it does make it statutory rape. Got it, making sure. Though, yeah, in Sailor Moon Crystal, and I believe the manga, I could be wrong, because Sailor Moon Crystal follows the manga a lot more, he's just in high school, and she's in middle school, so I think it's about a 2-year age difference.
Which makes more sense.
Yeah, he's like 16-ish.
Which is less skeevy.
Yeah.
Because, if she's, like, at the last year of her middle school, and he's
Which I don't think she is. I think she's in her second year.
Oh, well then.
That's why I say she's 14. I think she's 14.
She's young. She's 12. She's like 12.
She's not 12.
She's like 12.
Don't make this creepier. She's not 12.
She's like 12.
Why are you making this creepier? I'm trying my hardest to not make that guy a pedophile.
Because they made him a pedophile. They've already made him a pedophile. I'm just running with it.
Oh god, that explains so much about later shit. Okay, anyway. Okay, so in America, we had the Sailor Moon first arc, right? Where she gets the Sailor Scouts and saves the world, and with the Silver Millennium Crystal Eye thingy. Like, that happens. And then in America, we had... Or, I say America. In the original anime, there was 1,000 arcs in between. Like, because the next arc involved these, like, twins who were aliens, and it doesn't make sense. And Tuxedo Mask is now... an Arabian Night kind of guy, except he's also not Tuxedo Mask.
Yeah.
This is as far as I remember. Because
I remember bits of this, because I remember, like, I dropped out of Sailor Moon for a while, and then I jumped back in to see, like, a couple episodes, and then I was like, who the fuck is this? What happened in between?
That's the Moonlight Knight, who is... I don't think I ever saw the actual resolution, but he's Damien, but he's also not Damien. Anyway, I one day I do plan on rewatching all of Sailor Moon, but...
One day when you actually have a lot of time, like when I'm retired.
But the next arc is actually the next arc in the manga, where it involves time travel and Chibi Moon and all that stuff, which is it's being done now in Sailor Moon Crystal. So, from my perspective, watching Sailor Moon Crystal in this arc, it's all new to me. But I knew stuff, like I knew Chibi Moon existed, I knew that, like, time travel existed and shit like that.
Yeah, because Sailor Moon.
But
yeah.
Chibi Moon is very attached to her dad. very attached, and her dad in the past, who we've established is a pedophile. I mean, it's not supposed to be anything sexual, but like it's one of those things that it's unfortunate
she's like
implications.
A daddy's girl, kind of like she's extreme daddy's girl.
It's kind of weird because in the future, in this future of Sailor Moon, people stop aging, and they're like semi-immortal, I think. So her dad, her mom and dad, Sailor Moon and like Tuxedo Mask, are her parents from 1,000 years in the future. Like they are the same people. They're just immortal, and she's also immortal, but also like 9.
Like she doesn't grow up.
I think at some point she gets a little bit older, but she's also been 9 for like 100 or a couple of hundred years.
She's like Claudia in Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah, again, lots of unfortunate implications about Sailor Moon.
Oh man. Well, hopefully this gets fixed in Crystal.
No, it doesn't. It's
all right.
That's where I was getting most of the unfortunate implications.
Well, all right then.
I think it was just in the original manga.
Okay. Well done. That's Sailor Moon. Moving on.
once you hit like weird daddy fetish pedophilia, it's like
I think a lot of people would be advised to stop after the first arc, and then like every other arc is kind of like okay, yeah.
I want to watch all of it because I actually want to see all of the Sailor Scouts and I want to see how it actually expands because it is cool. They have the other Sailor Scouts.
I don't deny that. It's just don't watch it for the plot, you know, because the plot
will look too deep into the plot, or else there's a lot of unfortunate implications. The plot will make you want
to like cry or bleach your eyes and brain and everything else.
It happens.
It's a 90s show.
It's a very 90s show. It's very of the time.
Moving on from Sailor Moon.
Mm-hmm.
I never really grew up watching a lot of Magical Girl because it really wasn't my shtick, I guess.
That's fair.
But Cardcaptor Sakura, though, which was called just Cardcaptors in America, was one of the first ones that I've seen that I kind of connected as being Magical Girl.
Yeah, it is. It is a heavily Magical Girl series.
Yeah, because she is magical and a girl, and she's out to save the world by collecting cards.
Yep.
That are running rampage. And I remember liking Cardcaptor Sakura, but I also like remember being really weirded out by a couple of the things in there because the American version made it just kind of interesting, I guess.
Well, alright, what skeeviness are you talking about?
Well...
Are you talking about how she has a crush on her brother's boyfriend? Or her brother's boyfriend?
She had a crush on her brother's boyfriend.
Who turns out to be God or some shit.
No,
or Shenron.
he was the Moon Guardian.
Yeah.
Yue.
Wait, he was Yue? I thought he was like...
No, the brother's boyfriend, or
They were never technically dating, but like
they were dating they were dating in the comic.
They were?
They ended up dating. I'm pretty sure they were because they were totally in love.
Yeah. I just thought they were like. I thought it was like one of those things where like people read too much into it and it became part of a fandom joke.
No, they were a thing. They were totally a thing.
Huh.
But Xiaoran, who was the new kid who ends up marrying her.
Yeah, the cool kung fu magical boy.
Yeah, he thought he had a crush on the brother's boyfriend too.
Whoa.
That's him.
Everyone is in love with the brother's boyfriend.
But that's because of Yue, who was inside the brother's boyfriend, and his magical abilities were making it so people were attracted to him. But
oh my god, that's so weird.
But with Xiaoran, the attraction is purely towards his magic, and they kind of he mistakes it for being, you know, romantic.
God, I gotta read the Sailor. I gotta read the Cardcaptors manga.
You do. It's actually a lot better because they have an ending for it officially.
Well, yeah, it's not just, you know.
Because I think the anime didn't really end it. They kind of just had an ending, but it wasn't.
You sometimes can't avoid that, though.
Yeah, but I feel like the manga might have been over. I'm not 100%. It might not have been. It's been a really long time. And I remember I decided to finish it sometime in the middle of high school, and I was like, okay, this is a thing I watched when I was in middle school. Let's finish the anime.
Let's actually like watch it.
And like most 4Kids dubs, they changed a lot of things. Like say the brother's relationship with the friend.
Yeah, they're now just very good friends. they're dude, he's my bro.
There was a cross-dresser in this series that they made strictly into a girl. Like in the original anime, not even the manga, the Japanese version, the dude was flat-chested. But when they ported it to America, They gave her boobs.
No, of course.
So also, she's a she now.
The friend of the main female, the friend of Sakura.
Oh yeah, she's lesbian. She's in Lesbians with Sakura.
Yeah. I use in Lesbians when it's obvious the two girls are in love, but the writers won't actually say it.
That's how it is in America, though. She's in Lesbians.
Yeah, they're in Lesbians.
Well, she is.
Until they actually say the two characters are in love, in which case they're in love then. Until that point, they're in Lesbians.
But yeah, she's totally into Sakura, which is why she's like, oh yes, let me make you your clothes so I can touch your 12-year-old body.
Alright, you made it weird. It wasn't like that, alright? You made that weird. That was on you.
This is what I live for. I make things weird. Do I make you uncomfortable? Good.
I'm used to it.
You're used to it, but I don't think anyone else can be used to this ever.
Anyway, yes. Cardcaptor's not bad. I remember it.
I liked Cardcaptors. It had a pretty decent... Especially for a Clamp story, because, Clamp doesn't really end their things very well.
Yeah.
So I liked Cardcaptors because the manga had a decent ending. Like, I think he went away for a little bit, and they were all sad, and then she goes to high school, and then the first day for high school, she meets him again.
She meets Boy, and then Boy and girl fall in love.
No, I mean at the end.
Yeah.
She re-meets him.
Yeah, that's what I meant by meets.
Meets.
Alright then. Speaking of love in Magic Girls, because love is one of the big themes in it. It's love conquers all.
Kiss, kiss, fall in love.
Not quite that Magical Girl show.
That's not a Magical Girl show.
My favorite Magical Girl show of all time is this weird little 90s anime that no one's heard of.
Of course, you fucking hipster.
I am anime hipster douchebag, like, king.
We can all imagine the fedora on your head right now.
No, please. I'm a hipster, not a...
Alright, fine.
Not a brony.
Fine. Thick-rimmed glasses and beanie.
Thank you.
And skinny jeans.
Those would not be comfortable on me. Anyway. My favorite is Wedding Peach. A show that no one has ever heard of and is actually really terrible, but I love. Basic premise is there's Earth and then there's like heaven, quote unquote, with like love angels and stuff that live on love. And then there's like demons who are all like, fuck love, I'm gonna destroy love, the concept of love. They want to destroy the concept of love. Yes. Main character Momika and her two friends become love angels, which are like magical girls that fight. And they have two transformations. At first they get a full wedding dress. Like, they transform into a full wedding dress, like gown and everything. It's great. And then they get like a battle outfit, like 2 episodes later. It's really funny, because it's like, she has to fight in a full, like, ball gown and a veil, and she's holding flowers.
That's lame.
It's so funny.
It's so lame.
It's the best.
Oh my god. Why did you watch that?
Because I have terrible taste.
Of course you do.
So the whole story is that they have to get the Saint something 4 before the bad guys. Like, you know the whole, like, the something 4, something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. They turn those into ancient magical items.
Oh my god.
Like, they are the Saint something 4, these ancient fall items we must collect.
Did they really have, like, a British accent?
I think the one guy did, but I don't think so. Because one of the... it's because love is the main theme of the show. Everyone ends up with someone. It's nice. But it starts off with
It's nice.
Oh, shut up. It starts off with all 3 of them crushing hard on the captain of the football team.
Of course.
Soccer.
It's football.
Football.
Everywhere else, it's football.
So, it's like those 3 girls are going after one guy, but like... What I really like about the show is the one thing I defend about the show. I will admit this is a shitty, terrible magical girl show. It's like reused animation all the time. They have this animation thing where they defeat the bad guy and then they have a glass of milk in like a long stem wine glass. So it's like when you get married, cheers, but it's milk because they're like in middle school.
They're like 12?
Yeah. So they like, cheers with milk. And it's just, they use it like 20 times. It's a 50-episode series. It's just like a minute of animation they can just like copy and paste whenever they need.
Nice.
But the one thing I totally give this show, it has one of the most realistic built relationships of like a magical girl series. Like, Mamoru and Usagi, Sailor Moon Tuxedo Mask, they were like, oh, we're destined lovers, and no matter what happens, even if we like act like we hate each other, we're still crushing hard on each other no matter what, right?
That's kind of the deal with Clam's Sakura and Shaoran thing, because they reuse those two characters as their main characters in Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles.
Exactly. It's just it's like we're always destined to be together, even if like they act like they're not. In Wedding Peach, they actually start off as just two random people who kind of don't like each other. Like, they bump into each other and yell at each other and fight. And as the show progresses, like, they become
friends. How that's kind of the staple in, like, all three of the shows that we've talked about?
Yeah.
Usagi and Mamoru did not like each other. They were always arguing. Shaoran and Sakura did not like each other. They were, like, always arguing, and they were like, I hate you.
Yeah. Usagi was still like, though, if he was, like, not a bad guy, I'd get on that dick. Like, she was still into him. She was just, like, but terrible personality. And I guess card captors, they just do it, whatever. Card captors, everyone's in love with the one guy.
Yeah, they did the opposite. They had...
They were both like, damn, he's hot, but neither of us can get him. Do you want to date each other instead?
They were each other's consolation prize. Oh, that makes it sad.
Yeah. But for Wedding Peach, it was honestly, like, real developed relationship. They'd talk, and, like, they'd have moments where, like, they weren't arguing, and they'd be like, you know, if you weren't such an asshole, I'd probably like you. And then it built up to them actually having a full relationship and, quote-unquote, getting married in the last episode. Because the last episode was like, oh, we're about to go off and fight to our death. I love you, but, like, we're about to die. Let's do this marriage shit because it's thematic. Because I already have the dress.
Now let's just say our vows.
Yeah, and it's like, it's kind of sweet, and then I forget that they're in middle school because it makes me, makes it less creepy. But like, I honestly feel it's one of the best, like, developed relationships. Magical Girls are for Magical Girl anime is for, like, young women. It's like, oh, look at these.
Not even young women. They're just for, like, basically like
kids.
Girls growing up, and boys too, if they want to.
Because it's, oh, look at these awesome, like, women
kick-ass girls fighting to save the world.
Yeah,
why not?
That's awesome. That's, like, inspires everyone. It's like, I want to be like that when I
think
grow
that's
up.
why Sailor Moon was such a big hit for everybody, basically. Especially for people who are growing into it.
Because it hit a generation at the right time of just like, oh god, that's a superhero, and I want to fight with her.
Right. Superheroes. Cool.
We have to bring up the second, probably, most famous Magical Girl anime.
Winx Club.
Yes, Winx Club. Of course, Winx Club. As everyone knows, the famous 2008 anime, Winx Club. I wasn't actually thinking of Winx Club, to be fair. Actually, no, I have to bring it up because people will yell at us if we don't. Puella Doka and Madoka Magica.
Oh,
yeah,
Madoka.
Literally one of the biggest animes in possibly the past decade.
No, I haven't seen it. I was told I should, but also take it with a grain of salt.
I have seen most. Okay,
because I heard it wasn't really. I heard it was fucked up.
No, it is. It's totally fucked up, but it's also.
But they look like little tiny 12-year-olds.
Yeah,
like,
it's not fucked up in that way. It's psychological. It's like. It's existential dread. It's not like, oh, look at the 12-year-old have sex with the college student. It's not Sailor Moon. God, every show. It's about the entropy and heat death of the universe.
Oh.
But also, it has the best first 3 episodes ever made. I honestly think it's like top tier. Because the first 3 episodes, it's all about, well, look at the pink main character as she falls into this magical world. And she's like, I want to be a magical girl. And then the 3rd episode ends with the person who's introducing them to this world getting her head eaten.
What?
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
Major spoilers!
We're going to have to put a spoiler alert tag for this one hard.
I mean, I think it's implied that...
This show's like 12 years old by now.
Every cast we've talked about, we've probably spoiled at least something.
Like everything.
Yeah, everything. The entire world is over. We've been spoiled.
But yeah, that's like... It's a very good show because it's like... It starts off... It's a show that keeps creating your expectations and then smashing those expectations with a crowbar and going, ha ha, you thought this was going to be a nice show.
It's like Joker and Jason all over again. Then they're going to blow up a warehouse with us in it.
It happens. But, yeah, Madoka Magica is honestly one of the... It's not even one of the best Magical Girl shows. It's one of the best shows, just period, in the past couple of years. Like, everyone's already said that, and everyone's already, like, analyzed the show to death, and now it's no longer cool. But I still honestly think people should watch it at least once. Sure. Yeah.
Why not? Now, the next Magical Girl is obviously Batman.
Of course, Batman is the best Magical Girl. There's a bit in one of the comics where he's meeting with Martian Manhunter, and Martian Manhunter's transformed, and he's like, hello, I am this one person. He uses... he says, I am Ray...
I remember.
Yeah. I remember. Sailor Mars is his Japanese name, and Batman's like, dude, I know that's you. Because Mars, get it, and you're the Martian Manhunter, which implies Batman has seen the original dub of... The original... like, undub the subs of...
This implies instead is that the writer has seen...
No, by that it implies that Batman has...
And projecting to Batman, so it's canon that Batman has seen all of Sailor Moon because he feels a deep connection to her. Because she is of the moon, and he is of the night.
Oh my god, Batman's totally like a weeb.
I want someone to like draw Bruce Wayne in his bedroom, but he has like a secret bookshelf with like Sailor Moon figurines, all of them.
Yes, that's the real reason. That's the real reason he always hated Jason. Jason Todd was like, dude, what's with the weebs shit? And he's just like, fuck you, Jason. Fuck you.
When Jason came back from the dead, though, he got into Sailor Moon. He's like, I understand, Bruce.
Alright, fine. I understand. I like Sailor Moon.
And they have, like, nights where they marathon Sailor Moon.
Oh, God, that's actually terrible. That's legitimately the worst.
Damien judges them harshly.
I actually do want to bring up, real fast at the end, a kind of a recent entry that I saw. Of the genre of Magical Girl, the Magical Boy anime.
Oh, I've heard of it. I wanted to watch that one.
Binan, Coco, Chikyu, Boebu, Love. Boebu. It is a fun show. Okay, it's all boys school. There's a club that they're kind of like the do-nothing club. They just hang out. But they're called the Earth Defense Club. Like, the sign on front of the door has just been there since before they got the room. And then a pink wombat, while they're on a bathhouse, a pink wombat shows up and says, you guys are the defenders of the Earth. And they're like, the fuck is this pink wombat? And then they become the defenders of the Earth. And end of love. Also, the pink wombat, in order to hide in plain sight, just to hang out with them, but not be like, what's the fuck with the pink wombat, attaches himself to a teacher, and the teacher carries him around, and he talks through the teacher when he's in public. Also, the teacher is dead.
Aww.
he fell down the stairs when he saw the pink wombat, and the pink wombat just hangs out with him.
The pink wombat's a murderer!
Yes, he is.
Oh my god!
It's the best. So he's just basically the pink wombat's like carrying around a dead body using like psychic shit.
Oh my god!
And
so like, does he still need to do like bodily functions like eat?
The teacher? Well, no.
Then he should be decomposing, shouldn't
they explain away that the wombat's like alien technology is,
so he's
quote unquote keeping him alive.
So he's preserving the body.
Except the body also gets really moldy sometimes.
Oh my god.
It's so bad. He comes back alive once. He got struck by lightning and he's like comes back to life and then he falls and hits his head. This is the best show. This is the best show.
That's terrible. Oh my god.
So it's just this very silly show with like boys fighting in Magical Girl outfits and using attacks, and sometimes being meta about it and being like, why do we have to call out our attacks when we use them? And then the wombat's like, shut the fuck up. Like, you are the princess of love, damn it.
This is how it's meant to be.
And the leader is like the super happy, like, yeah, let's do it, guys, like Shota-esque guy, like the Nagisa.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. Except, you know, and then everyone else is like, fuck, why? Okay, whatever. Whatever. We'll do it. We'll fight evil. Also, it has one of the best last episodes. But it's a very silly, fun show.
I will probably look into it whenever I have time.
It's the Magical Boy Show.
The only other Magical Girl show that I've seen, it's actually pretty recent, but it's not a recent show. And it was on Jetix. It was called Witch. Do you remember this?
I remember Witch. I know, I've heard of it at least. It wasn't anime.
It wasn't, but it was in kind of a style of it. Yeah. It was really weird because they had, like, you know how, like, the whole, like, the sweatshop things? They incorporated that into it, so you know it was heavily influenced.
It was the weeb show. It was like, oh, look, all these American kids like anime. Let's make a show using the stuff from that, and they'll love it.
It was so weird. I don't remember anything about it, and I watched it literally like 3 months ago.
That's weird. It's a weird story in its own right.
I remember they turned into fairies, and they all had like a power except for the leader, who didn't have a power yet. I think she does in season 2, but she doesn't yet. I think she becomes electricity.
Oh, so it's Sailor Moon, got it.
Yeah, probably. But they have to save another dimension. But by closing these portals where these creatures are coming into the Earth world, I guess, to steal the necklace around.
Is it weird that this is sounding like a Mortal Kombat storyline I heard once? Portals from the Nether Realm are opening up, and we have to.
Who knows? Maybe this is where they derive their other inspiration from, Mortal Kombat. Because
you just see like a girl in like a nice pink, flowery, like fairy dress ripping someone's skull off in their spine. Oh my god!
I have to draw that. I really should. That sounds amazing.
I would like that.
I mean, fairies are pretty dickish creatures, you know?
I play Magic, I know what fairies are.
They're dicks. That's what they are.
They're tiny dicks.
Tiny dicks. Micro penis.
I think we're coming towards the end.
Yeah, I mean, like, once we hit the stage of micro penis.
Micro penis.
Yeah, we're there.
Any kind of, like, last-minute recommendations? Any shows you could think of off the top of your head?
Nope. I'm not a Magical Girl fan. I mean, I like it well enough on its own, but I don't think it's something I like pursuing, other than Cardcaptor Sakura, but...
Fair.
I was also 12.
Yeah. Some shows I've heard about and seen stuff about, Shugo Chara, if I'm thinking of the right show.
Oh, I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, is a weird little magical girl show about little chibi emotion things. It's a very childish show, but it's also kind of fun to make fun of. We watch it in the anime club once in a while.
I forgot you had an anime club.
Shut up! I'm not Weeblord Supreme.
I think next week you should introduce yourself as Weeblord. Hi, welcome to the FeelsCast. I'm Stephanie,
and I'm the Weeblord Supreme. Also, another show.
The Weeblord Supreme Magical Girl Show. I know of it.
Pretty Cure is a long-running magical girl show that neither of us have seen anything from, but know of. Because in Hatoful Boyfriend, yes, I played it. In the Holiday Star sequel, or spin-off, they made a Pretty Cure reference where the birds were Pretty Cures. It was great. I like how that's how you know it, because that's the most, like, obtrusive way of hearing it. Because Pretty Cure's been on the air for, like,
forever.
15 years now.
I know.
And that you hear it through Hatoful Boyfriend?
I know.
Alright then.
I like knowing my information through weird mediums. Thank you very much.
That's fair.
This is how I roll.
Any place people can find you?
No.
You can find me on Twitter at TheMangaHead, and on Tumblr at mangahead.tumblr.com.
You won't find me anywhere.
You're not on the internet.
I'm on it, you just won't find me. I mean, you will, but I'm not going to plug it.
Fair. So, until next time, I'm Adam.
And I'm Princess Adam.
And that was the FeelsCast.
And I'm chewing a gummy bear.
Help, she's addicted. I think this was our worst one yet. I like it.
Yeah, this is actually the worst one.